Hey, it's Gabe with API Nation. Today I'm going to show you how you can connect KW Command or KW Command Rainmaker account to Follow Up Boss so that your entire office's KW Command contacts, leads, clients can be synced back and forth with a Follow Up Boss account. You can use these two apps together as one seamlessly. Let me show you how to set this up. The first thing you're going to do is get the sync. To do that, we're going to hop into Command. And we're going to go over here to the little marketplace icon, this guy right here. Click on that. That'll take you to the KW Marketplace. And here we're just going to search for Follow Up Boss. And that's going to show you a bunch of tiles, bunch of products you can purchase, including this sync right here. So it's going to be called the Follow Up Boss sync for Rainmaker and Teams to KW Command. And it's important to get the Rainmaker and Teams sync so that you can sync everybody from that KW Command account to Follow Up Boss. And also, if you're pulling people from Follow Up Boss, you can take advantage of the lead routing feature so that they get distributed to the agents the way you want. Once you're here, you're going to click on this button up here that says Purchase App. Once you go through the process of purchasing the app, it'll be here in the My Apps area. It'll probably ask you if you want to go to My Apps to set it up. You can click that button, or you can just click this link at the top. It'll take you here. This is where all the syncs that you've purchased in the marketplace live. Even though you've purchased the sync, it's not yet active. So we're going to go through activating it real quick. To activate it, you're just going to click on the tile. It's going to take you out to API Nation, and we're going to make this connection. The first thing it's going to ask is, what do we want to sync here? I'm going to go with all three of these. You can choose whichever one you want, whatever's going to be most helpful for you. We're going to go through setting up all three of these syncs, and this one is actually really cool. You can sync the activities, the notes, events, texts, phone calls from Follow Up Boss. If you log them in there, they will now get posted as a note in KW Command. So I'll show you how to set that up as well. So I'm going to choose all three. I hit continue to set up. It's going to ask, all right, which KW Command account are you connecting? Make sure to choose the team account. That's going to be your Rainmaker account, so you have access to all the contacts and the lead routing in KW Command. Now we're going to connect Follow Up Boss. Super easy. Just hit connect. It's going to ask for an API key and a label for the connection. The label can just be your name, your office's name. Totally up to you. It's just in case you're connecting multiple Follow Up Boss's accounts to API Nation, you can tell the difference between them. That's pretty rare. Now we just need that API key. So let's open up Follow Up Boss and find it. So here in Follow Up Boss, you are going to go to Admin. You can come all the way over here to More, and you're looking for API. Here you can see there's a bunch of API keys. Go ahead and create an API key, and you can name it whatever you like. Something that you're going to remember just in case you need to cancel it later on. I'm going to go with KW Command Rainmaker and create the key. There you go. Go ahead and copy it. Be sure to copy it before you close this, because this is the only time you're going to see the key in full. Now I'm going to go back to API Nation and paste it in there. All right, they're both connected. Now we're going to hit this button to confirm, and it's going to create all three of those workflows we selected, and it's going to create them as drafts. So they're not yet active. We can go ahead and configure them and activate each one individually. So there they are. I'm going to start with KW Command to Follow Up Boss. Pretty straightforward. Let's open it up, configure it, and launch. So just a few things to consider as we send people over from KW Command. Do we want to sync all the people in KW Command into Follow Up Boss? Or do we just want to start paying attention from today going forward? If you're trying to get everything up to date, get them exactly matching, go ahead and check this box. It's going to sync everybody from KW Command. If your KW Command is kind of a mess and you only want to start paying attention from now on as you update contacts, as you add new contacts, just uncheck this box and we'll do that. As they come into Follow Up Boss, if there is a contact already in there that matches, should we overwrite with the KW Command info, or should we go ahead and just add in, if it has some extra fields, some extra information, we can add that stuff. I'm going to say just add the extra information, so do not overwrite information. A couple more tools here. There's a filter tool, and it's going to allow you to filter who's getting sent over to Follow Up Boss. So if you're sending everybody over, you can just go no filter. If you're doing something special, like maybe you are using Follow Up Boss for something particular, you can filter based on tags. You can say, let's just send over people to the Follow Up Boss that we tag as ISA. Maybe you have Follow Up Boss set up as a separate CRM that your ISA is using and just working out of there. So then you can just tag people in KW Command and it'll automatically sync them into Follow Up Boss for your ISA to look at. You can do it based on tags. You can do it based on location, you know, state, county, city, zip code, neighborhood name, if you just want to sync it over to Follow Up Boss based on the neighborhood. Or you can even do it based on agents. So if the lead owner name is Gomez, then sync it into Follow Up Boss. Maybe Gomez is the only guy working out of Follow Up Boss, so he's the only one who needs his lead synced in there. You can do that. I'm gonna go ahead and clear it out. I just want everybody in there. Coming down here to mapping, we do most of this for you. You can see first name, last name, email, phone, zip. We're gonna sync all that stuff in there. If there's any, including tags, so if you tag somebody in KW Command, it's gonna bring those tags over into Follow Up Boss. If there's anything else you wanna add, go ahead, including custom fields. We've added custom fields into Follow Up Boss. So if you wanna sync something into a custom field there, you can do that. You would just hit this plus sign, search for the field you want, and pop it in there. Or you could go ahead and, let's put the description in the notes, that's helpful. And let's see, is there a source? We mapped source already, so that looks good. Okay, this all looks good. I'm gonna go ahead and activate this sync. So that's the first of the 3 syncs, getting people from KW Command into Follow Up Boss. It's up and running. Now as people are added, they're all gonna get pushed into my Follow Up Boss account that's connected, and I don't have to download, upload, do any of that to keep these matched up. Now let's set it up going the opposite direction. So I'm gonna click back to My Syncs, and we have 2 syncs left in draft to set up. So let's do this first one, Follow Up Boss to KW Command. Again, pretty straightforward. As you're sending people from Follow Up Boss, you still want to sync everybody or just people from now on. I'm going to sync everybody. As they come over, do I want to overwrite the information in command, or do I just want to update any missing information? I'm going to tell it to update missing information. Here's kind of the key thing as a Rainmaker though. You can send the contacts that are coming over from Follow Up Boss into lead routing so that as they come over into KW Command, it uses your lead routing rules to assign them to agents. Just check that box, decide on a source. There it is, Follow Up Boss. And then you're up and ready to go. If you don't want to use the lead routing tools, you can go ahead and uncheck that box, decide if you want them marked as lead or just marked as contacts. And then you can decide to assign them to an agent manually here. If you don't assign them to an agent, they're just going to go right to you. Come on down here to the filter. Again, you can filter who's coming over based on any of the fields in Follow Up Boss, including the custom fields. You can do tags, you can do price, you can do source, stage. Maybe you only want to come over when they meet a certain stage in Follow Up Boss. And then the mapping, again, we do most of this for you. Because we're doing a 2-way sync, KW Command to Follow Up Boss and Follow Up Boss back to KW Command, you're going to want to double check and everything is mapped up the same going both ways. That way you don't have something like tags coming over in description and then description mapping back over to notes and then creating kind of a weird circle. This all looks good. I'm going to go ahead and activate this sync. All right, so now I'm going to go back to My Syncs and look at that final type of sync. All right, so we're back in My Syncs and we're looking at the final sync in draft. So this is posting Follow Up Boss activities so that they create a note in KW Command. So let's click that, open that. So what's going to happen here is I'm going to choose an activity, task, note. Let's go with note for now. So when a note is created or updated in Follow Up Boss, it's going to go ahead and create a note in KW Command. So we just need to give it some information so that it knows exactly what to do. If you want to filter based on any of the note information, you can. I'm not going to filter. I just want all these notes to get pushed over. This is only getting pushed over from now on. So this isn't going to go back in time and get all your Follow Up Boss notes and push them into KW Command. It's only going to start paying attention from now on. Come down here to the mapping. I'm going to go ahead and create a title for it. I can call it Follow Up Boss Note. And then the note details, I'm just going to tell it, you know what, put the content in there. Note, I can say subject. And then right below that, I can say body text. So that's great. Great, so now I have the note subject and the body text. This looks good. I'm going to go ahead and activate this sync. Well, before I activate it, one more thing I wanted to talk about. This is only going to match it up if the person you're syncing a note to in Follow Up Boss already exists in KW Command. So if the contact doesn't already exist, it's not going to create that contact and add a note. It's just going to take that note over there and not know who to apply it to. So be sure the contacts already exist in both CRMs. Otherwise, the note won't sync over. And it's going to match it up based on the email and the phone. So I'm going to hit activate this sync. And there we go. Now any notes I make in Follow-Up Boss will now sync over to KW Command. And if you want more activities, you can just clone this. Come down here and change the activity from note to something like call. And then you would just change the note title from FUB notes to FUB calls. And then change the note details. So, call was called at, and then the time, and then any other information. Is there notes here? Yep, a little call note. There we go. Cool. And then activate that sync as well. And you would just continue to do that for every activity. Clone it, choose the activity, choose the note content, and there you go. Now all the activities you have in Follow-Up Boss will get synced into KW Command. And that's it. That's how you sync Follow-Up Boss to a KW Command Rainmaker and Teams account. That way your entire office can use these two accounts as one, or if you have one person or one department using Follow-Up Boss, you can interact with them seamlessly, pass contacts back and forth, get notes back and forth, tags. It all happens really well automatically without you having to do anything. If you need any assistance setting this up for you or your team, go to apination.com/KW. There you can call us, send us an email, and even set up a live session of support. We're API Nation, connecting the world's applications. We love doing this stuff.